Kelsey here. Thank you for tuning in to yoga today. I hope you guys are doing okay, and I hope that this is a rejuvenating part of your day today. So we'll start on our backs today. So just lay down, and you probably can't see the TV screen right now, so that's totally fine. Just follow along. And as you lay here, just start to connect to your breath. And connecting to your breath just really means finding a breath pattern that's gonna take you through your practice today. Maybe just take notice of some things that feel tight in your body and try to focus on that thing that feels tight. Maybe your back feels tight, maybe your neck feels tight. So focus on that for a second and then try to breathe into that tightness or that soreness. Breathe into it and picture it leaving your body. Just let it go. And now we'll start to warm up the core. So put your hands underneath the small of your back. I have a mic pack there, so it's easy. You're probably gonna have a little bit of arch in your back. So we'll start by just pushing your core into the ground. So you really wanna push, picture your abs just shooting into the ground and hold it there. They should feel nice and tight. You might start to shake a little, just creating that warmth. Squeeze, 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 and release it. And take 2 breaths here. And again, push your lower back into the ground, engage your core. Squeeze it, shake, 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 and release. 1 breath here, and last time, engage your core, keep it held, squeeze it, and release. Put your arms under your hamstrings, roll yourself up to a seated position, put your palms forward facing up, and recline until you feel those abs engage, and hold it, and squeeze and shine your heart center forward, releasing all of those good vibes as we hold here. Squeeze your abs. 3, 2, 1. Release it and roll it down. And just let it relax. And now we're gonna do that again. So grab your hamstrings, roll yourself up. Arms go out, recline your body. This time, come into boat pose. So leave your legs up like this. See if you can lean back a little lower. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If you want to challenge yourself more, recline a little bit lower, keeping those legs at a 90-degree angle. If you can, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, and relax. And again, let it all go. Shake it out. Give yourself a second of recovery. Breathe. And one more time. Roll it up. This time, try to extend your legs if you can and hold it. Squeeze. We're gonna hold this one a little bit longer because it's the last time. You can do it. You're probably shaking. If you're not, make it harder for yourself so that you're shaking. Recline a little bit farther. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And collect yourself and relax. Awesome job. 2 breaths here. Good. Roll it back up. We're gonna do a little sun salutation variation here. So we'll start on our knees. Bring our palms up to the sky on an inhale and hands to heart center. This is our first pose. You can open or close your eyes once you start to get used to it, but just watch for the first time. We're gonna go up and take a little arch back if you want to. Come all the way down into child's pose. Stretch out your armpits. Come into cat pose, arch back, shoot your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. And then tuck your toes under, come into downward dog. This is our first downward dog, so you might want to pump your heels a little bit. Walk your dog out. Make sure you're still breathing. Find your stillness. And now we're just going to reverse all of that. So from your downward dog, find your cat pose. Shoulder blades shoot up to the sky, hollow back, stare at your belly button. And then we come all the way back up to our arch. You don't have to do this arch, but you can add it if you want to. And then back down. Now that we've done that one time, we're just gonna do it a little faster and a little flowier. So roll your shoulders back, come to our beginning position, and here we go. Up to the sky, arch back, down to child's pose, up into cat, tuck the toes, downward dog, shooting that butt up into the air, and back down to cat, back down to child's pose. Arms come up in our arch. Good, one more time. Up, child's pose, cat, flip the toes, downward dog, down to cat, child's pose, up, and down to heart center. Roll your shoulders, take 2 breaths here. Good, and then whenever you're ready, meet me in a standing position. Bring your feet a little bit wider than shoulder length apart. We're gonna do a little goddess pose hold to warm up our legs. So take what we call in dance plie, turn your toes out, and come into this goddess pose. Release your inner goddess, even the guys. You can also feel your feminine goddess energy shining during this pose. So have energy shooting through your fingertips, your shoulders are rolled back, your heart center is shining forward. You can relax your eyelids if you want. And we're just gonna hold this position for a few seconds, just a few seconds until we feel our legs start to burn. If you want an extra challenge, see how far you can push yourself down. And if this is too hard, feel free to come up a little bit, but see if you can push yourself to the limit here. My legs are starting to shake, hopefully yours are too. And we're just gonna push through this shaking feeling, because every time we feel pain, that's when we're growing. And we're gonna get stronger and stronger. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, come up. Oh, feels so good to come up. Hands to your hips, flat back all the way over. Make sure your feet now are facing forward. You don't want to be turned out. Now you're just gonna release your head, shake it yes and no. Imagine all of the tension just dripping out. You can kind of also, if you want to, put your fingers at the base of your neck and just give yourself a little massage, a little self-love. Bring your fingers together behind your back, clasp your hands and stretch out your shoulders by bringing your hands to the front of your body. And you should start to feel your hamstrings kind of relax into this stretch now that your legs are warm. And come up with a flat back. And let's just do a little circle of the arms and then walk your feet in. And now we'll do a little vinyasa flow. So come to one edge of your mat. Recalibrate yourself, shake it out. Let's stand in mountain pose for a second, get situated. This is also a time that I like to think of just something that I'm grateful for during mountain pose, because our palms are facing forward, we're in a receiving pose. So maybe just take a second to think of one thing that you're grateful for, even in a time where it might be hard to be feeling grateful, but just try to maybe think of one thing, let it be a fleeting thought, and it can come and then it can go. And now we'll start vinyasa, so take an inhale. all the way up, and we'll swan dive down with a flat back, arms coming nice and wide, all the way into forward fold. Again, release your head, shake it out, let all that tension melt right down into the floor. And then come to halfway lift with a flat back. You can place your hands on your legs if you want. And back into forward fold. Now you can jump or walk yourself out into plank, or jump it into this plank position. And then slowly lower yourself down, keeping your arms tucked nice into your side, into upward dog. Flip your toes over and tilt your head to one side, head to the other side, and then push up, and we'll meet in downward dog. Again, if you want to walk your dog out before you find stillness, go ahead, play around, and then try to find a little bit of stillness. Now take your right leg, keep it parallel to the ground, so you want your kneecap to still be facing the ground, and just take it up as high as you can go. This is a no judgment zone. It's even better because there's no one around, so this is your chance to fall on the ground, to play around. No one's watching you, no one's judging you. However high your leg goes, it doesn't matter. And then, if you can, walk your hands as close to your foot as you can make it. Your leg is still parallel, your knee is still facing the ground. And then, if you want to, you can come up, raise your head. Whew, my hair's in my face. Come onto your fingertips. From there, you can practice half moon pose. You can bring your hands to heart center. You can bring your hands behind your back. Whatever, you can bring your hands out in front of you. You can fall over like I am, whatever feels good. Find a position that you want to hold. Stay there for 3, 2, 1, and back into downward dog. Other leg comes up, keeping it parallel. Holding it here. Feeling the stretch in your right leg, and walk your hands up as close as you can to your foot. Again, moving on from here, if you want to continue flowing through this, your head can pop up. You can bring your hands to heart center. You can bring your hands behind your back. You can fall over, you can wobble. Whatever you want, hold here for 3, 2, 1, and back into downward dog. We'll take 2 breaths here in downward dog. Right leg comes up again. This time, turn it out and bend it and twist over. Feels so good to just let it fall. Take 2 breaths here, and if you want to continue with this flow, you can flip it over into Wild Thing. And hold here for 3 breaths. And see if you can flip back over, take your hand and your leg up at the same time, hold it, and place them down together. Back into downward dog, hold it. If you're starting to get a head rush here because we've been bent over for a long time, feel free to stand up, shake it out, and then come back to meet us in downward dog. And other leg comes up. Turn it out, bend it. You can also roll your hip here if that feels good. Just feels really good to hang out in this position. And again, you can flip it. 3 breaths here. And try to come out of it, maintaining your balance on both of your feet. Back to downward dog. And walk your hands up. And roll up. Good job. Shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it out. We're gonna go into chair pose, so lift up. On an inhale, Squat down, your fingertips sweep the floor if you can, and come into Uttanasana. Chair pose, hands come to heart center. And then your hands reach down to the right side of the mat. Your heels come off the mat. We're gonna go into this little balance. Your right elbow wants to dig into this fleshy part of your hip, and your left elbow can dig in to this side of your knee. Hands are flat, splayed, so you have lots of balance material to work with. And then you just wanna lean over, pick your toes off the ground, and balance. And you can play with different leg positions here. I'm not that fancy, but get creative. Just try to hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then come out of it. Nice and slow. Come back up. Shake it out. And here we go again. Fingertips sweep the ground. Come into chair pose. Hands come to heart center. Remember to keep breathing through all of this. Hands go to the other side. Heels come off the ground. Remember to plant that back elbow into your hip. And find balance. And if you fall over, fall over. And 3, 2, 1, and come out of it. And we'll come up again. And shake it out. Our arms come up. We're gonna step back into a high lunge. Stretch out your hip flexor here on the right side. Bring your hands to heart center. And we're gonna twist over to the left, placing your elbow on your knee. And try to have your palms meet in the center of your chest. Good, release the right hand to the ground. Left hand comes up. And sometimes lose your balance. And come into low lunge. Put your knee on the ground. Hands sweep up. Remember to keep breathing and push into that right hip flexor. So you should feel it all down here. From here, in one graceful swoop, we're going to push back into a hamstring stretch. Flex your front foot. Fingertips come to the ground. Head looks forward. Shine your heart center forward. Smile, because why not? And then slowly bring your chest to your knee, or as far down as you can go. Nice and slow. And take 2 breaths here. And slowly transition back into low lunge. And one more time. 2 breaths. Back in to low lunge. Hands come to the ground. Meet in plank. Your right foot now steps in front of your hands and come up, and we'll meet in high lunge. Remember to push down at this hip flexor, that nice stretch. 2 breaths. Hands come to heart center. This time twist it to the right. And try to put your palms in the center of your chest. Play with your balance here by looking up, by looking down. And right hand comes up, left hand goes to the ground. Stay, stay, breathe, and back up to high lunge. Now put your knee down, sweep the arms down, back up, low lunge. Stay here for 2 breaths. And slowly and gracefully transition in one fell swoop to our hamstring stretch. So push back, flex the front foot. I'm gonna scoot onto my mat more because I have bad knees. Fingertips come to the ground. Shine your heart center forward, smile, and round down slowly. And if you can, try to find your knee with your nose. Come back, transition to low lunge. And one more time, hamstring stretch. And back into low lunge. Great job, guys. Let's meet on the ground, laying on our backs for our last little back exercise. So get comfy. We're gonna go into a bridge pose. So stick your pelvis up in the air, clasp your hands underneath of you, and kind of shimmy your shoulders under yourself so you have a nice support base. Raise your right foot and hold it there. Your right butt cheek, your left butt cheek should be shaking. Mine is. And down. Other leg. Whew, we're almost done, guys. Your body is gonna thank you for doing something nice to it today. Hold, hold, hold. And back down. This time we're gonna come into a candlestick. So brace yourself under your low back if you can and kick yourself up. Try to hold here. It's a fun pose to play around with too. You can get creative. Move your legs around, whatever you want to do. And from here, you can lower into a plow pose. So keep your forehead looking straight ahead. Don't move it to the side for this one, so you might want to wait and look at this first before you do it. Come all the way down. There's a lot of variations of this pose. You can separate your legs. You can bring your ears next to your knees. Just hang out here. Keep breathing. Relax. We'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back up into our candlestick. And now try to slowly roll down, keeping your core engaged and having your bottom be the last thing to hit the floor. Slow, 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 slow. And all the way down. Now that we're down here, we're just gonna lay in Shavasana for a few seconds. And this is an opportunity for you to just be. You don't have to be anywhere right now. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think about anything specific. Just a time to clear your mind and rest. So if you would all mosey out of your Shavasana pose at whatever pace you would like and meet me in just a comfy seated position with your palms open in a receiving posture. We'll take one more breath together. Our arms come up. Come to heart center. And we'll all do one collective breath together. So on the count of 3, we'll inhale and then exhale on an audible sound. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Have a great day, everyone. Thinking of each and every one of you. Be well.